Hi everyone, I'm Chris King. Welcome to Goodbye Deadly. Today I'll be sharing my deep thoughts on the launch of Destiny. Now, deep thoughts, as you know, is just our segment that we're using to kind of really focus in on something really kind of big and that's shaking up the media industry, whether it be film, music, or especially games. So now most games we're not going to dedicate deep thoughts to just the launch of it, unless there's something really kind of unique and pressing about this specific IP. Destiny is a brand new IP. It's something that a lot of gamers are always asking for. We have a lot of remakes, we have a lot of reboots, we have a lot of sequels, which is always is needed. Okay, it's always going to be needed in the industry, just like it's needed in the film industry. We're always going to need reboots and sequels, all this kind of stuff, to kind of just press in all that kind of cash in order to get brand new IP, just like Destiny. So Destiny was actually revealed 2013, very early 2013 at the PS4 launch. We know there's certain facts about Destiny and Bungie's whole kind of the way they're approaching this specific franchise that we've known about for a while. We know that they are kind of really partnering with Sony, which is a really good grab for Sony. It's not exclusive. It's going to be multi-platform, cross-generation kind of game, which is always a really good thing to have. But they do have a good partnership with Sony. They're working together with DLC, all that kind of good stuff. So that's good to always hear with that kind of stuff. But of course, it'll be coming to Xbox whenever it's supposed to come to there. So more likely not more than 6 months to a year. So it's not really a big deal. We'll just kind of get it when we get it. Right? We'll have probably deep thoughts on that later on. But with Destiny itself, what are some things we've already known about? What do we know about it currently, the state it's in, and what can we expect in the future? So prior to the reveal of Destiny and prior to the reveal of the PS4, we heard that Bungie was working on a brand new IP, something they were going to support for a very long time. Then they partnered up with Activision, which is kind of an odd thing for such a really kind of remarkable studio such as Bungie to kind of go and try to get this partnership with such a massive studio like Activision or EA. But it's always something really good to support a big franchise. So that's something we can expect from there. Activision doesn't buy small properties. They don't want to work with properties that they feel like are gonna kind of just do the one, kind of one and done, that kind of stuff, like for 1 year, and then that's just kind of you call it quits, which is always something welcome. We don't need massive games all the time. It's something that's good to have variety. But Activision specifically, they work on IPs and franchises that are kind of set in their own universe for a very long time. So Destiny is something. What can we expect from that kind of deal itself? Well, Destiny is going to be supported, at least from what we heard, is a 10-year product. What this means is you're going to have Destiny. You're probably going to have Destiny 2, and I'm betting on Destiny 3. At that point, we'll probably see the kind of wrapping up of Destiny. What I believe this means for the industry, well, like I said before, it's something that we've known is, it's kind of they're working on a partnership with multiple studios and multiple kind of providers in order to secure this franchise and an IP in history, right? So what this means is that I'm pretty sure this is going to be a product that's specifically for this generation of consoles, meaning the PS4 and the Xbox One. Notice how the Wii U is missing out, right? But the PS4 and Xbox One is, this really remarkable kind of console experience where we've seen it. At first people were very skeptical about like what they can expect from these consoles, and now we're kind of hoping to see, is there going to be more consoles? Are we going to see a longer life cycle or a shorter life cycle? Well, we know that with the other generation, it was about like a 6 to 8 kind of year. What does it mean for this game in particular? Well, we know that it's a 10-year product, right? So this means Destiny, like I said, Destiny 1, 2, and 3, which means that each game is possibly going to get, kind of like a brown, depending on how much they're going to implore, like, and explore with the sequels and that kind of stuff, they can be like a 2 to 4 year products each, right? So each one will get the support about 2 to 4 years, which is a really good thing for such a product. This I'm expecting that this might have 2 and the other one will probably have 4 each, right? So that's 10 years. Okay, and that's a really major thing for a brand new IP to have such a really good, shout for, launching in a window where we have, it's the land of sequels and reboots at this time. So Destiny being a 10-year cycle, I'm kind of expecting that PS4 and Xbox One will last for about approximately 10 years, give or take. So this means that this is probably something that's dedicated to this kind of hardware, So by Destiny 2, we will probably see a really remarkable stuff. But the biggest importance of Destiny is the fact that this is going to be a brand new IP and a supported franchise throughout the years to come. This is a really big shakeup for the industry. It's not that something that's not going to be game changing per se, but it's going to be something that's going to support and explore different kind of methods, which that are explored in the indie scene and the AAA scene. We know that if you had some hands-on times with the game yourself, you'll notice that it's kind of really exploring that kind of marriage of both single player and the multiplayer experience and the competitive multiplayer experience. So what this means is that through the main in-game menu itself, that's where you're going to dedicate your time to picking and choosing what you're going to explore this specific day. So we've seen this in kind of games like Grand Theft Auto 5 and Dark Souls, where both these kind of different, options are kind of married into one single product. You no longer have to back out or reboot the game in order to choose single player or multiplayer, which is something that can be a little bit of a hassle. But in Grand Theft Auto, for instance, from the in game, not even a menu, you can choose a different character and you'll swap right into the multiplayer experience. Something that's is kind of really appreciated. You no longer have to kind of go through this hassle of menu to menu to menu to menu and then having to wait and loading really long, massive times. Destiny is integrated already. It's a living, breathing world where you have your single player experience and you have people roaming around kind of similarly to Dark Souls, give or take, right? So as I said, what does this mean for shaking up the industry? Well, we're dedicating this deep thoughts to it because of the fact that it's kind of really just struck a chord with so many people. Very similar in the fashion world, when we first saw No Man's Sky, we knew immediately this is going to be a hit. It doesn't have to be a AAA experience. It could be only 8 hours, fine, but it's going to be a hit. Destiny is something that I'm calling right now. It's going to be a hit. As we know, we've already seen the limited edition sold out like in 24 hours. The pre-orders are off the charts. Over 1 million units pre-ordered for a brand new IP is pretty insane. It's going to beat Watch Dogs records, which is what I predict. So we know that starting in this late summer as well, you have the leg up on all these other first-person shooters, like all these Call of Duties and Assassin's Creed and all these, which are great games in themselves, but you no longer have to compete with these November and October fall releases. You now have a dedicated time and window to just yourself. And if not, if you're going to buy this game for winter or Christmas, it's also a really good time when you're on break to kind of delve into such a really massive RPG experience, right? As far as the game controls and handles itself, I was really satisfied. With the alpha and beta, it's something that can be really kind of give or take depending on what you're trying to prove with your alpha or beta experience, but it controlled smoothly. It looks beautiful, which is one of the really kind of unique thing about it. My only kind of faults with it is the fact that, for one, I'm not a big fan of the score, nor even the title itself, Destiny. It's kind of very, very vague, kind of, that's probably the point. It's really ambient, which is kind of interesting, but there's something about the score that's very just kind of, to me, it seems kind of like pre-downloaded, off the internet as kind of a score, which these kind of like trying to be epic, but in a very sci-fi kind of Star Wars-esque, but without the drums and without the passion behind the music. So it's very just kind of vocal, kind of chords and orchestra kind of noise and stuff. So it doesn't really fit the whole tone of the game as well. They want kind of really live action and stuff, but then it's kind of these scores that are very just kind of balanced and ambient and not necessarily kind of good fit. But that's one kind of fault with that. The other fault is that I'm expecting that there will probably be a lot of bugs at launch. We're going to have a ton of people, millions of players that are going to be logging into this game from the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. So we can expect a lot of traffic, I don't think everything's going to run that smoothly. Thankfully, they had the alpha and beta to test that out and kind of figure out whatever that they have to do to prep ahead of time. So hopefully that will, and we've seen in the past where these things kind of fail. Hopefully Bungie knows exactly what they're doing. With the support of Activision, though, I'm pretty sure they'll be pretty fine. So let me go know, you guys, what are your thoughts on Destiny? Have you guys had any time with it, playing the alpha or beta? And are you guys excited for it as I am? I know that, for one, I can say I will probably be choosing the Titan class, first, at least just my first playthrough. That's the class that kind of calls to me a little bit more. So I will play in the Titan class. I will be playing on PS4 as well, so I'll give you guys that experience, over the month, and so I'll let you guys know how it's going. Big kind of stuff I wanted to announce, and this is a video to do it. I might have another video or something on Instagram to kind of shout this kind of information out. Destiny is a really big deal for Good Bad Deadly as well. This is actually the game that we were really focused on, since last year, that we wanted to really launch Good Bad Deadly with. We're still in beta, we're still working, and as we said before, everything you see here is not final product of Good Bad Deadly. This is just literally just our beta version, as far as the audio, video quality, all this kind of stuff. Good Bad Deadly will continue to grow, and I really thank you guys for supporting us. Check out, everyone who's following us on Instagram. Check out the people who are following us on YouTube and stuff. We're growing just kind of day by day. It's a slow process, but we're not in a rush. We're not in a race. We just want to grow as a, as a company with you guys. So let us know. Give us all your feedback. Now, as I said, Good Bad Deadly was really focused on Destiny. We think that this is one of the first next-gen experiences we're going to see on these brand new consoles. That's really going to kind of test the limit and see what is it that they can really offer us. So with this comes pretty good news. For one, this is going to be the first game that we're going to support Twitch streaming with. We're going to have some live streams, perhaps over the weekends. We're not entirely sure we're going to do it just yet. So, you guys can follow us at Good Bad Deadly on Twitch. You can see us on, as I said, YouTube and Instagram, all stuff. And really, something I'm very excited for is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and Good Bad Deadly as a whole, I've wanted to do for a very long time. Video game walkthroughs. When I say walkthroughs, it's not going to be something just kind of like this is how you beat this mission, this is how you beat this crucible, or unit, that kind of stuff. We'll have some gameplay videos up in here, but more importantly, something kind of more that I like to call playthroughs. Just kind of playthroughs. It's a working title in progress for right now, but we're just going to just kind of delve into the game. We don't have any prior time with it as far as like having the game launch beforehand. We've only played the alpha and beta, but we will from start to finish, at least with the campaign, we will have playthroughs available. We're not entirely sure with the process of like how frequent we're going to be uploading them, but as soon as we kind of get through that days of work, we'll edit them, we'll upload them, probably published by the next day. So something to look forward to. Let me know what you guys want and expect, from these kind of playthroughs and stuff. It's something that's a dying kind of breed in the YouTube, kind of space. So something we want to really kind of bring back in a really big way.